delivered by Professor Peter, Executive Secretary, National Universities Commission. The testimonies from the first 2 editions are enormous and encouraging. We are therefore happy that the little mustard seed that was planted a couple of years ago is becoming a big tree gradually. Eastern University has distinguished itself among its peers with an album of outstanding achievements in these 6 years of its existence. Touching some recent ones, all our programs in the 5 faculties are fully accredited by the National Universities Commission. No interim accreditation. And other relevant programs, the law programs are Council of Legal Education, while the Human Resource Management Program is accredited by the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria, and the engineering programs fully accredited by the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, (OREN). The Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ICANN, and the Association of Certified Chartered Accountants, ACCA, have also given full accreditation to the accounting program of the university. The university is not losing touch of the relevance of cultural education and recognition, as one of our students won the 2018 edition of the Queen Moremi Ajasoro competition organized by the Onu of Ife, Obadiyeye Enito Ogurusi, through one of his royal foundations, Queen Moremi International. The contest, which was a recreation of the legacy of the revered and legendary Queen Moremi Ajasoro, had over 1,000 contestants selected from Osun, Oyo, Ondo, Ekiti, Ogun, Kwara, Kogi, and Lagos states. The competition, whose aim was to enable young Yoruba ladies discover their cultural identity and imbibe decent moral value, was won by a student of Elizabeth University. The lady is a first-class material in the Department of Automotive Engineering. As a matter of fact, she returned from Brazil only last week. She had gone in the company of other 35 royal fathers in Nigeria for a visit to Brazil. Now, the theme of this lecture was meticulously selected to answer some salient questions that have been bothering the minds of lovers of education in Nigeria. The system of education that Nigeria inherited from the British has been reformed extensively by the British, while Nigeria holds on to the old fashion tenaciously. The imperial alignment of the educational regulatory bodies in Nigeria and their draconian state-bracketed rules and procedures are due for an overhaul, but it seems no one really cares. It is obvious that the millennial children that are students in our universities today don't think or written along the direction in which most of our curricula are designed. Yet, the National Universities Commission benchmark minimum academic standard (BMAS) remains sacrosanct and unchangeable. Introducing innovations that are not common to the content of our curricular and administrative structure is like the proverbial camel passing through the needle's eye. Should we continue like this? Mr. Femfalon is here to do this and other relevant questions as he takes us through this discussion titled University Autonomy in Nigeria, Prospects and Challenges. We will also tap from the wealth of experience of the erudite traditional and professional leaders in the House, Professor Iyitope Ogunbodede and co, as they will also lend their voices to this discussion. In conclusion, I welcome you all to this lecture and enjoin you to take cognizance of every section of the program calmly, attentively, and actively, as you shall certainly get a reward for your efforts and time. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you very much, Mr. Registrar. We really appreciate the opening remarks he has given us. At this juncture, we want to call on the Vice Chancellor, who is the chairman of this occasion, for his opening remarks. He's heavily represented by Professor Kwale Omotosho. So he'll be given that remarks. Please let's give him a round of applause.
Mr. Chairman and visiting Vice Chancellor from Obafemi Awolowo University, our lecturer, Femi Falana, SAN, a member of council, our visiting registrars, our own local registrar and bursar. Permit me to stand on existing protocols. Let me welcome all of you. I'm amazed at the multiplicity of representation from both private and public universities. You are welcome. Elizabeth University is a young university. It's a growing university, and it's a university that expects to relate to every other university in this country, because it is our ambition to carry the university idea further every time. It is of interest that the registry in this university has set up this series of lectures. And as the registrar has mentioned, the previous two are as relevant today as this third one. It is interesting that after the first university in this country was set up in 1948, and to think that in 2018 we're still bothered about the question of university autonomy. Not just because of how recently the NUC has virtually taken the powers of the universities in its own hands, but also because of the nature of private universities and the new sets of people who are in fact beginning to control the university. I am sure that Mr. Femi Falana will do great justice to this topic. In the meantime, we need to continue to contest the place of the university in the Nigerian society. We need to contest the autonomy of the university as a space for knowledge, and for knowledge not just about things secular, but also for knowledge about things religious. And here we get into very difficult grounds. But we must not be afraid to discuss these issues. It is my pleasure, on behalf of the university, on behalf of the acting Vice Chancellor, to welcome all of you to this lecture. And I hope during the interactive session we shall get responses from all of you. Thank you very much, and welcome to Elizabeth University.
Please, can we give... Thank you, the chief host. That was a mix-up to say he's the chairman of the occasion. He's actually the chief host of this occasion. Thank you for that remark. So at this point, it's the chairman's opening remarks we're going to have now, and it's going to be given by Professor Eyitope Ogunbodede.
Thank you very much. The guest lecturer of today, distinguished Mr. Femi Falana, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, and a recognized thorn in the flesh of anybody who is against progress and development of our great country. Professor Kole Omotosho, representing the Vice Chancellor, of Elisade University. Member of the Council of Elisade University, Professor Olawoye, who is also my own father. The bursar of the university, Mr. Adeigbe, the registrar of the university, Mr. Adegbenro. I recognize the registrars from other universities that are here present, from Ajayi Crowther Technical University, all other universities. The deans of faculties, the heads of departments, the heads of units, and those who have come from Obafemi Awolowo University. I recognize all of you. We have, in fact, when I was told that our people are making arrangements to come to Elisade University to support me, and I said, well, that's a good thing. So, and in that fact, they reminded me, say, VC, I hope you remember that on Friday you'll be at Elisade University. Then I called the registrar. In fact, I appreciate all that. Distinguished students of Elisade University, without you, there won't be a university. Gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we also recognize the security men, that are here. The topic for today is University Autonomy in Nigeria, Prospects and Challenges. And we have no less a person than Mr. Femi Falana to give this particular lecture. Having listened to Mr. Femi Falana on several occasions, I'm convinced that we shall all be beneficiaries of his wealth of experience, and that we will all be educated, at the end of his lecture, and this country will be better for it. Mr. Femi Falana, I must say here, is a great alumnus of Obafemi Awolowo University. Great! And we are very, 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 very proud of him. And I'm also sure that even the president of the country is very proud of him. So, because events in recent months had actually shown to all of us that he is somebody that this country actually respects. And we want to thank you. We want to say that you should continue doing what you are doing. We cherish your fearlessness, and we are glad that you are a product of our university. Recently, we signed the MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, with Elisade University. And I want to assure you that we are standing by every letter in that Memorandum of Understanding. So, as far as we are concerned in OAU, Elisade University is part of OAU, and OAU is part of Elisade University. So, the progress that this university has been able to make can also be traced to the passion and commitment of the founder of this university, Chief Michael Adeojo, OON, who has been a major driving force. It's quite obvious, that he wants this university to succeed, and I'm glad that God Almighty has also been answering his prayers, and this university has been making tremendous progress. I want to appreciate all those who have contributed to this. And we also, in this university, it's clear that we have a dedicated and dynamic management team led by the Vice Chancellor, the Registrar, the Bursar, and all the principal officers. So congratulations on the giant strides. I want to end this short speech by reminding us that in this country, as of today, we have 161 universities. Only 41 of these universities are federal government universities. 78 are private. 78 are private. and we have 42 state universities. What we have in this country now, or the experience that we can clearly validate in this country, is that the public primary schools are actually nothing to write home about. Many of us attended public primary schools. Many of us that are even seated there attended public primary schools. But today, none of us will want to send our child to a public primary school unless we cannot afford a private primary school. Then it moved from the primary school to the secondary school. Many of us attended public secondary schools. But today, we all struggle to send our children to private secondary schools. And then it moved also to the colleges of education, the polytechnics. And now we have the movement coming also to the universities. So I want to let you know that what we are discussing today, university autonomy in Nigeria, prospects and challenges. If there is no autonomy in the universities, there can never be progress. So what we expect is that even the federal government universities will start to act and behave, in a way that will guarantee their own autonomy so that they can make progress. Otherwise, any university who is not working towards autonomy and self-sustenance will go into oblivion. It's not going to take long. I can see it. Within the next 20 years, any university who cannot at least generate a major part of what is necessary for their sustenance will no longer enjoy any pride of place. That's what is going on, and that's where we are going. So on that note, I will want to, appeal to us to listen attentively to Mr. Femi Falana as he delivers this lecture on university autonomy in Nigeria, prospects and challenges. I've listened to him on several occasions, and on each occasion, it has always been a new dimension and a new kind of knowledge, that he has brought to bear in his presentations. So I welcome you to this great occasion, and I welcome our guest lecturer as we listen to him present this very, very important lecture. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. That's Professor Eitope Ogunbodede from Obafemi Awolowo University, the Vice Chancellor. That is wonderful. He adopts an hint for us. When you listen to Mr. Femi Falana, you get a different dimension from what you were earlier known. And that's who he is. And I want to join my voice with the voice of the chairman of the occasion to say, please be attentive, please be active, and be calm. We want to go to the next thing on the agenda, that is the reading of the citation of the guest lecturer. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to welcome somebody to do that, but before I do that, welcoming, let me recognize the presence of the university librarian designate. It is the person in charge of the Elizabeth University Library. That is Mr. Itowu Adebilero. You're welcome, sir. Thank you for coming. Okay. Coming to the podium to read the citation of Mr. Femi Falana is a deputy registrar in Elizabeth University, a woman of honor as well. That is somebody I call Mama. She will step to the podium to read the citation. That is Mrs. Olufunke Adagodo. You're welcome, ma.
The chairman of this occasion, Professor Eitope Ogunbodede, Vice Chairman, Vice Chancellor, beg your pardon, Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. The chief host, ably represented by Professor Bankole Omotosho, the Dean, Faculty of Humanities. The distinguished member of this University Council, Professor Olawoye. We recognize the presence of the Registrar, Omololu Adegbenro, the buzzer, Mr. Samuel Ajaybe, the visiting registrars in the house. We recognize the participants, the delegates that are here. You are warmly welcome. My colleagues, the cameramen, the security men, the press house, you are duly recognized. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I put it to us here that all of us, we are educated. The only person that is learned among us is Mr. Femi Falana, SAN. If your actions inspire others to dream more, to learn more, to do more, and become more, you are a leader. Ultimately, leadership is neither about glorious crowning acts, nor titles or designation. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. This is the story of Femi Falana, a lawyer and human rights activist who has carved a niche for himself through his efforts at building a better society and inspiring a legion of young people through exemplary leadership. Mr. Femi Falana, I have it here in my citation to humbly request that you kindly stand up, but you are already on your feet. So I put it to you that you took an action before you were asked to do it. Having done that, therefore, kindly remain standing. Mr. Femi Falana was born on the 20th day of May, 1958 at Ilawe, Ekiti, in Ekiti. He had his elementary education at St. Michael's Primary School, Ilawe, Ekiti, between 1963 and 1968. He attended Sacred Heart Catholic Seminary, Ilawe, Ekiti, between 1970 and 1975, and later proceeded to the University of Ife, now Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, Great Ife, to study law between 1977 and 1981, and the Nigerian Law School later between 1981 and 1982. He was called to the Nigerian Bar in 1982. After his one-year mandatory service in 1983, Femi Falana joined the chambers of Alao Abashorun, a great activist, and from there, Femi's zeal for activism was further nurtured. In 1991, however, Falana started his own chambers, Femi Falana Chambers, which later metamorphosed into Falana and Falana Chambers, having his wife as a partner. To substantiate this fact, he is a vociferous and dedicated voice in the fight for human rights and justice for the common man. Femi Falana is also closely linked to many civil liberty organizations. This legal luminary of repute has fought several legal battles defending the rights of citizens, amongst which is the controversial dismissal of the Uni Ilorin lecturers over their legitimate demands for justice. He also ably represented the Ogoni people of the Niger Delta at the United Nations. A testament of his impressive performance at Human Rights Violation Commission was the directive given to the Shell Petroleum Development Company to carry out clean-up operations of the oil spill in Ogoniland. It is also noteworthy that the West African Bar Association, under the leadership of Femi Falana, amended the protocol establishing the Court of Justice for ECOWAS, whereby the court now allows individuals, as opposed to countries in the region alone, to have access to justice when their human rights are violated. Femi Falana is a member of numerous legal associations. These include the Nigerian Bar Association (NBA), African Bar Association (ABA), Pan-African Lawyers Union, International Bar Association, and he is a honorary member of the American Bar Association. Ladies and gentlemen, this erudite and prolific writer has authored several publications, among which are Legal and Policy Framework of Occupational Health and Safety in Nigeria, Fundamental Rights Enforcement, and Working in Danger. He has also published numerous articles both in national and international journals, as well as books on contemporary legal issues. Mr. Femi Falana is the recipient of national and international awards and honors, some of which are Defender of the Year Award from the International League for Human Rights in 2000, the Ogoni Merit Award in 2002, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah Leadership Award in 2003, and Bernard Simon Memorial Award for the Advancement of Human Rights, also in 2003. This indefatigable human rights activist and defender contested the 2007 gubernatorial election in Ekiti State under the banner of the National Conscience Party (NCP), founded by the equally irrepressible senior advocate of Nigeria, Chief Gani Faweyimi, SAN, of blessed memory. Mr. Femi Falana's dream is to promote and encourage patriotism, justice, good governance, and to prove that if people are determined, change is indeed achievable. By his convictions, he has risked his life, position, and freedom to stand against injustice. It is as a result of his sacrifice and that of other patriots like him that Nigeria has become a more humane place for all of us to live in. On a final note, this legal icon, Femi Falana, SAN, is widely traveled and married with lovely children. Distinguished dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor of presenting to you a man of great vision, a disciplinarian, and a defender and spokesman of the masses, to deliver Elizade University's third Registry annual lecture titled University Autonomy in Nigeria, Prospects and Challenges, today, Friday, 6th July, in the year of our Lord 2018. Without further ado, please join me in welcoming to this podium Femi Falana, SAN, to deliver the lecture.
Please. My scholarly reputed by Chancellor,
the Vice Chancellor of my own university, Professor Ogunbodede, the representative of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Bankwele Omotosho, one of my external lecturers in Ife. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, since we're in a university forum, we also must distance ourselves from the conduct of our politicians, that when you have a program of this nature, you try to recognize everybody until you also miss out many people should have been recognized. And it's only in Nigeria where I also hear things like all other protocols duly observed. So I'm just simply going to recognize the chairman, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. About 6:30 p.m. yesterday, the registrar of this great university wanted to know whether I was already around. And I didn't know when I told him I was still in Abuja. I wasn't going to scare him. And he said, "Are you going to make it?" I said, "I'll be here." But at the time I said that, I was really in a difficult. About 5 airlines were grounded yesterday. And so to travel to Lagos and then leave Lagos for this morning or this morning was going to be difficult. So when I couldn't get a flight, I called a client if he could lift me to Akure this morning. I have a few clients who have private jets. And he said, "I'm sorry, my jet has gone for service." And I call another client, a friend now. "Dele, please, I'm in trouble. Can you help me?" He said, "Femi, I have told you to buy a private jet. You move all over the place." And I said, "Dele, if I have money to buy a private jet, I will invest in a university." But while I was in a difficulty, a client saw me at the airport. "Femi, what are you doing here?" I said, "I'm trying to get to Lagos." He said, "Well, 9:30. I said, "Well, I have a seat that I will make available for you." I said, "But you're also trying to go to Lagos?" He said, "Yes. But people like you, I'm sure when you are going to Lagos, you are likely to be going for something much more productive than myself." I was so honored that he vacated his seat for me. But again, unlike other Nigerians, he was surprised when I said, "I will travel on your ticket on the condition that the ticket person will change your name to mine." He said, "It doesn't matter." I said, "It matters to me as a lawyer." He said, "What do you mean?" He said, "You always talk law." I said, "If there is a crash." No, it's possible. Don't let it be said that I was not on that flight. Because I have a family of lawyers and they are going to blame me in my grave that I didn't allow them to claim damages if I lose my life in a reckless clash. So I then had to explain that I needed to change, and they had to change the name. Now, miraculously, I'm here. Because you also know what it means to get out of Lagos on any day, particularly Friday. Everybody is moving out, and everybody is going to the camp for us to pray, and you know we pray a lot. But I was able to maneuver myself out of town. So I'm happy to be here. Honestly, I couldn't have missed this wonderful opportunity. Contrary to what the deputy registrar said, yes, lawyers, we want to show off. And that is why we say we are learned. As you are going to see today, you will know that our knowledge is extremely limited. But I need to explain this because you are in the midst of intellectuals. Why we say lawyers are learned in this? Before a child is born, lawyers know the rights of the fetus. Once the child is born, the lawyer will tell you the rights. While the child is growing up, the lawyer can go to court and fight for the rights of that child. When he grows up and dies, you also call before dying, which we hardly do here. You will call a lawyer, please, I have a very terrible family system, trouble. I have children all over the place. Please, can you write a will for me? And by the time the man dies, you also will go and see the lawyer. Did our father or mother leave a will? Also to manage the will, because there will be dispute again. It is also the business of the lawyer. So while you are alive and while you are gone, we are the only people who know about your rights. In Lagos, for people from this part of the world, Ekiti, and Akure was part of Ekiti, I'm sure you are aware, until Akure got its independence. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, once you are in Lagos, the best prayer for an Ekiti man is Oakere Okodele. What we are witnessing here is a demonstration of the fact that Chief Adeojo Askere Okodele for non-Ekiti speakers, Chief Adeojo has brought part of the wealth. The money he has made from Lagos, he has brought it home, and that is the essence of this university. Now, yes, Mr. Chairman, the president recently said that he had respect for me. I hope I won't lose that respect very soon. No, because it's not a laughing matter. I intend to go to court next week, suing the Federal Attorney General and all the Attorneys General of all the states in Nigeria to prosecute all the merchants of death that are killing our people so recklessly. Recently, a plane was to land in Akure here, and the airport was taken over by some cows. And the commissioner of police in the airport had the temerity to tell Nigerians that there was no law empowering him to arrest the header, whoever brought the cows to the airport. And I had to do him a letter, and we are going to end up in court. Because you can imagine a plane is to land in the night, and the tarmac is taken over by cows, and you are telling me that you do not know anything about the law of negligence and the law that requires you to keep the airport safe at all times. I've already done the letter giving an ultimatum for that guy to withdraw that statement and then trying to familiarize himself with the law. So you can see that the president and I will still enter the same Jogoto. Now, university autonomy. I have a paper here, I think it's about 32 pages. But I'm not going to detain you. I will simply speak to the paper so that we can cross-fertilize ideas with respect to some of my own thoughts. But let me say that, and that is what the university is all about. One of the characteristics of the university is the act of speaking the truth. So when you are talking of freedom, it is freedom to teach, freedom to carry out research, and freedom to pursue the truth. In the course of pursuing the truth, you may clash with the authorities, particularly regimes that are very intolerant, regimes that hate the truth. University or universitas is a center of learning, center of knowledge. And you can't really impart knowledge to students and your colleagues without the freedom to carry out your research and to make the product of your research available. Essentially, a university must enjoy independence from outside interference. And that is what university autonomy is all about. Now, the university is permitted to be an independent legal entity in Nigeria. All our 161 universities are established by law, including your own. So I'm therefore not going to speak like an outside insider, but like an outsider who is a bit familiar with the laws establishing our university, because I've had cause to insist that our universities should respect the rights of staff and students under the enabling statutes. Autonomy and academic freedom are central to the effective operations of any modern university, including our own universities. Like Lapre said, the best hope of appreciating truth, of arriving at an understanding of ourselves and of the world, rests in unfettered, honest, and independent inquiry. This is our mission. If we do not prepare for it and keep ourselves free to perform it, we betray our trust as a university. Now, conceptualizing university autonomy in Nigeria, I'm sure you are aware. You will recall that the first set of universities, particularly in the First Republic, didn't enjoy much freedom. Because at that time, we just obtained our flag independence from British colonial rulers. And at that time, the governments of the day all over the country wanted the universities to be extensions of the ruling political parties. Of course, many of our lecturers were politicians and many of them ran to trouble. Now, at that time, and we must go back to a tradition that allows intellectuals to be part of the politics of our country. People like Chike Obi, Olaoni and others, Aluko, Sam Aluko and others took part in the politics of their environment. And And if our country had listened to Dr. Chikeobi, when he was contesting for the House of Reps, he issued a small pamphlet to the fact that Nigerians voters must reject corrupt politicians who were looting the treasury. And at that time we are talking of only 10%. Today, sometimes it is over 100%. And what I mean is that you are given a job to perform. Without performing the job, you ask for a review of the contract sum. And sometimes you are paid. But at that time, we were only talking of 10%. The man was taken to court and convicted for sedition, that he was trying to incite the public against the government. But years later, I think 1983, we were able to get the sedition law declared illegal and unconstitutional when the Court of Appeal held that we cannot afford to destroy the freedom that we fought for under the colonial regime. If anybody in government feels too irascible, you are asked to cover your ears with cotton wool so that you will not hear any criticism. But that is the role of intellectual. For him in the university, you have to speak the truth, and you have to speak truth to power. And that was what he did. These days, we have left the politics of our country to need poops and dropouts. And so when you complain in your lecture rooms and your lecture theaters that our country is not governed well, remember the words of Cicero, that if you allow fools to make laws for you, you are going to be governed by laws made by fools. And that is why my first challenge is that our intellectuals have to get involved in the politics of our country, so that even to get the universities to enjoy autonomy, you must have people understand what the university system is all about. I remember an incident where I think it was Yaradua government that appointed chairmen and members of federal universities in Nigeria. And universities councils were all people with all manner of potential, who are some of them primary school leavers. And we got a section of the law that provides that you can only be a member of a council if you know what the workings of the university are all about. So we went to court, and the government didn't know about that provision. Please, we don't want to embarrass ourselves. We would dissolve and reconstitute, and that was what happened on that occasion. So I'm therefore suggesting that we must get those who understand what our universities are all about to run not just the university but our country. I remember an instance, ASU was on strike, asking for more money for our university. And the president asked ASU people, fight for your salaries and let us move on. What is our business with money for research? What is that about now? It took time to let him appreciate that we need to invest in research so that our country can advance. But the kind of problem we run into. I was in a meeting yesterday. That was what took me to Abuja. A minister was mad with us that I brought people to Abuja who came to insult her. And these people are telling lies. We've done this thing. The government had just increased tariffs on beer, wine, and spirits, and the rest of it. And what was the argument of the minister? Said, Mr. Fallon, but for my respect for you, I wouldn't have listened to this people. Because if we allow pastors and imams to be part of this meeting. As far as they are concerned, nobody should drink beer or wine in Nigeria. And that was the argument. I said, Honorable Minister, and I think the Deputy Registrar didn't quite get that in my CV. I attended the Catholic seminary in Akure here. I wanted to become a Reverend Father. But you know many are called, only a few are chosen. God did not choose me. And I told the Honorable Minister, don't go there. Even though I'm a failed priest, I have a number of Reverend Father friends who drink much more than I do. Please don't go there. Now, but you'll be surprised that at the end of our meeting, we're able to convince government that the basis of your calculation was wrong. Because we have done some research, university people were involved. And that is the advantage of the knowledge you gain from university. And I have to tell my client, you have to pay the man who help you. Because these people have made up their mind. And they say, okay, we'll get something for. I said, no. You have to pay heavily. And I know many of you people also make it, you know. Professor Ole Omotosho can tell you that sometimes it makes more money outside the university system. Now, for our universities, we have been told that we have 161 universities. What ASU has done over the years is to fight government consistently to the extent that we have been able to extract some commitment from the government to fund universities. And I addressed ASU recently because I was flabbergasted to find out that as of 2016, through TED Fund, and the chairman and I have been discussing this, that I found to my utter dismay that while our universities were going on strike, through TED Fund, as of 2016, we have about 463 billion lying fallow in the central bank. And I therefore have challenged us and university administrators, including my vice chancellor. Now whatever it will take, let's go there and take the money out so that you can invest the money in our universities. But I know some of the conditions are terrible, and we have to fight those conditions. Now, for our universities, we have tried all manners of autonomy. What the military did about 1975, the Olusegun Obasanjo regime, was to enact a law. One, to impose vice chancellors on universities. You will send 3 names to the villa. And those who have never been to the university before, I'm sure you know the man I'm talking about, has just acquired a degree through open university system. Now, but under our system then, it was the one that would choose from the 3 without really recognizing what each of the candidates was all about. It got to a stage whereby soldiers, at least I know one, was made the sole administrator of a university. I'm sure you are aware of that. Major General Kutangora. And one of the terrible duties, one of his terrible actions as a sole administrator who combined the powers of the council and the senate and of the deans and of heads of department. That's what the law says. Was that he sacked about 115 people, academic and non-academic staff, from outside what we call the geopolitical zone of the north. most of them, particularly from Kogi and the Southwest. And that was in 1999. You can't sue the government after 3 months. But the victims came to me. They have done everything. Government has set up visitation panel. White papers had come out to the fact that they be reinstated. The ABU management refused. So they came to me only in 2012. Since 1999. You can't sue government after 3 months. We have sleepless nights. And my wife said, you know what to do? By the way, my wife is also from Akura here. One of the Akudans. So what to do? Do a letter to the Attorney General complaining that APU had refused to carry out the directives of the government. If the Attorney General replied, then we are okay. So I wrote to the Attorney General, he didn't reply, and I called him. My friend, if you don't reply my letter, I will take you to court to reply my letter. So he sent me a reply, a past statement. Your letter is receiving attention. And my wife jumped for joy. I said, what do you mean? He said, no. The matter has been brought live. The question of pre-action notice, public officers protection is not relevant. Since it is receiving attention, it is as if it has just happened in 1999. And so we went to the National Industrial Court. And I can assure you, we won the case. The university is in trouble now because the university is asked to pay about 2.1 billion naira. But because we have to get their salaries and allowances since 1999. And it's counting, it's mounting. They are wasting time on appeal, but it's mounting. But the point I'm trying to make is that that was how far our country sank, where you have soldiers and sole administration. But that was not all. President Obasanjo also destroyed the autonomy of universities to recruit, to employ, admit their own students, and choose what type of students you want in your university. With JAMB, that autonomy was gone. In our days, we used to write what we call concessional exams. If you want to write 2 or 3 or 5, you know, and then you choose. But now you can no longer do that. But that was not all. You also had the National University Commission Act that was amended, whereby each federal university now will have to go to NUC to convince NUC as if you are going to the parliament on what your requirements are. Your courses are also inspected by NUC. Accreditation is by NUC. And you can go on and on and on to see how the government has eroded the autonomy of our universities. But what has happened over the years? The university tried recently by saying, yes, you write your JAMB, but you must come and write our own exam. But somebody has gone to court to say, under the law establishing JAMB, that there is no provision for post-JAMB exam. The government is fighting it. Apart from this, the most dangerous aspect is the interference of the government in the area of funding and in the area of the solution of councils. We have carried over the military culture of dissolving cabinets, dissolving tenure appointments. So when the council chair, the council members are to be in office for 4 or 5 years, but to defend the gains, the limited gains, has also become problematic. There are legal issues in university autonomy in Nigeria. I'm still speaking about public universities. And you know private universities are another keg of completely. For the public universities, each of them has its own law. The state universities are not as free as federal universities are not. State universities are not as free as federal universities. So many of the demands of ASU have not been incorporated in the state university laws. But with respect to the autonomy of university, again both private and public here, even the freedom of campus is also in danger. Most vice chancellors, and I'm not accepting our chair because he's here, there are a few of them who are religiously committed to the tradition of the university. For many of our universities, unions are proscribed. Staff unions are dangerously regulated. Kogi State University, the governor woke up one day to ban ASU. He didn't create ASU. ASU was established by a federal enactment when caught. Staff, I can give you many cases of lecturers who have been sacked when there was no basis. But in each of the cases, I can tell you, and they are legion. I can't remember when last we lost any of those cases. I just give you two. If one sacked a lecturer, and this will interest you, it is this case now that we use for all universities. The guide the university law says, or conditions of service, may pursuant to the law, that you are probation for 3 years. After the probation, your appointment will be confirmed in writing. This guy worked for 3 years on Dr. Kola Onabanjo. In addition to the 3 years, he worked for 3 months. The university now remembered, oh, we have left this man for 3 months. Please write him a letter. And they wrote him a polite letter, thanking him for his services, and to tell him that his services are no longer required because his appointment has not been confirmed. Of course, ASU came to, and we look at it. He said the man has done extra 3 months. Beautiful. And we went to court. Sir, the university is deemed to have confirmed him by conduct. And the university said no. Professor Kasum Ese, he was also in Ife as a lecturer in the Faculty of Law. He said, my Lord, the law is, it shall be confirmed in writing. He has not been confirmed in writing. And of course, the late Justice Akambi was the presiding justice of the Court of Appeal. And he said, Prof, good argument. He did 3 years probation. He said, yes. So what will you call the extra 3 months? Post-probation period or what? And the prof submitting in court was to say, my Lord, there is no case. I challenge my learned friend to show one case where this has been done. And in fairness to the judge, he said, quoting London, if we say because it has not been done before, we are not going to do it, the word will not move. This man has been confirmed. And so what we therefore do for federal universities now, public universities, and should be applicable here too, is if you go beyond the probation period and you are allowed to teach, even for 1 day, you are deemed to have been confirmed. Another one that will interest you, footer here. A registrar had done a term entitled to 2nd term. But we discovered that he will retire in 4 years' time. And ASU came to us. We have a problem with the status of our registrar. And we said since he was going to retire in 4 years' time, he was not qualified for a second term. Because you can't amend the law for him. He can't spend 9 years, that is to spend. And we went to court and the court said yes. And that is the position of the law too. In the case of students, so many students have been sacked, particularly radical students. Universities never want to hear radicalism. And I must say here, that but for the likes of progressive lecturers like Professor Kwale Omotosho, there is no way I would have graduated in Ife. So I check us out. Because as student leader, we ensure when we were in Ife that no student ever broke a lever of a window anytime we were on strike. Nobody will smash a door, and that has been the tradition. So these lecturers were convinced that we knew what we were doing. Anytime we were threatened with expulsion, they rose and came to our defense. A student was expelled from it. No. They had a protest, peaceful protest. And just see how the government divides our people. 4 students were killed in ABU. Unsuka student, Unsuka. And when I say that, you know what I mean. Unsuka students went on protest in solidarity. If a student and another went in protest, the government, the vice chancellor, picked on those students. How can you, Igbo students, go on strike because they kill ABU students, outside people? And so the students were charged with unlawful assembly. My late boss at Kabashan dispatched me to Enugu. They were locked up in Onitsha, Nonsuka prison. We got them out. The government felt that was not enough. Babangida set up a special military tribunal to try them. Oh yes. And we went to Nsuka. They were to have been jailed for life. Unfortunately for the government, they didn't do their own work well. Students were not captured in the law. So I raised an objection. And the court asked them to go home and say no more. But the government was not convinced. Then Babangida called Professor Chimere Okoko. I want those students out. And so having committed no offense, they were dismissed without hearing. And so I went to court. Fundamental right to fair hearing. And I convinced the judge that even girls who is omnipresent still ask Adam, where art thou? You know it's omnipresent. But ask Adam, where art thou? Why did you do that which I asked you not to do? So, even in the Garden of Eden, the right to fair hearing was observed. And of course, the judge upheld our submission and restored those students. Some of them are the best Nigerians who can come across today. But I can tell you many cases. One of them, Garba, University of Maiduguri, Gani saved the student, the late Gani Fawe. And they were able to graduate. One of them, when Gani was detained in Gashua, held incommunicado. He was sick. A doctor was to attend to him. And the doctor happened to be one of those students. And that was how he got contact with the outside world. Now, let me tell you the problems we are now having with university autonomy. Because freedom can also be abused. The little money given to our university is being dissipated. And I'm sure you know not less than 3 vice chancellors are currently standing trial. I think the Abeokuta ones have just been discharged now, even though not acquitted. No, I'm not saying that to say that they are going to rearrest them. But I'm just saying that we need to be very careful. Just like our judges are dancing now. Financial autonomy for the judges. And I've warned them. Be careful. Judges must not award contracts. Because if you do, you are going to be charged to court like contractors. So now in all international tribunals, it's the business of the chief registrar to award contracts. Judges must write their judgment and don't get yourself involved in contract. But in our universities, some council chairmen and vice chancellors have been charged to court. And even in this university, I'm aware, the lecturer was also standing trial. I don't know whether for $2 million from there. I was contacted, so I'm not talking on rumors. So I'm just saying that if you want to enjoy your freedom and you don't want to be insulted by the government or your proprietor, we also have to be very careful with the way we manage funds. And if you are unlucky, like a former professor in Ife, who was accused by a lecturer to have stolen money collected by the university from Ford Foundation. The man sued for libel. And the vice chancellor, not my current vice chancellor, came to give evidence in court. And the judge asked him, you know this lawyer? He said, yes, man. He was our student. He said, yes. He was your student. He's now a learned gentleman. Are you sure you want to give evidence? He said, yes, my lord. Arrogant. I want to give evidence. And you know, professors, you know, when they know their onions, okay, go to the box. Unfortunately for the vice chancellor, the report he tendered to clear the like professor. The report he tendered to clear him. He didn't know I had another edition of that report. So he tendered a 21-page report. And I tendered a 34-page report signed by the same people. And so when I asked him to compare, the areas where the man was indicted have been expunged. And of course, I know what the judge said when the vice chancellor was going to do. He said, Mr. Vice Chancellor, wow, you know you inherited a university with a name. Please, go back and don't destroy the name of the university. You know that was very serious in that. The man lost the case. Unfortunately, he died. He couldn't live with it. I'm not saying he committed suicide, but he could not just live because the indictment was serious. And so for our lecturers, for our professors, if you want to enjoy your freedom, be very careful. But let me submit that. Your freedom is recognized by the Constitution, Section 39. Freedom to impart knowledge, to acquire knowledge and impart knowledge. Freedom of association, Section 40, to be in a union. And freedom to respect the right to fair hearing of lecturers and students. You can't remove a lecturer without a hearing. The same thing with students. For private universities, very briefly, because I'm in a private university, let me say that there are problems. Problems of funding, and according to Professor Okebukola, you also have problem with getting enough students, enrollment of students. It's not like public schools, understandably. And my vice chancellor has just referred to one, which is the fact that you're having a special breed of students. Because private universities charge more fees. Only the children of the rich can afford the fees. And the problem we are going to have with that for the society in future is that we are going to have two types of graduates in our country. It's already happening in the labor market where there is preference for students from private universities who are not exposed to strikes and other dilatory tactics in the public university. So, if you are going to employ now, you will prefer students from private universities. Well, Professor Bukola has said that we also have to address the challenges of low funding, low student enrollment, NUC over-regulation, naivety of proprietors, inadequacy of facilities, recruiting and retaining staff, including PhD holders, disrespect for university tradition, unreliable public utility, as well as use and abuse of drugs by students. I hope your students are not part of the drug culture. I know one of our universities very close to this place where drug abuse is already a very serious matter. A professor, a friend of mine, and a doctor were talking recently. And the professor was asking, no, the doctor, based in Lagos, he said, I understand shit is very expensive in your school. I said, what do you mean? I said, you don't know what they call fellas expensive shit in your school. I said, what do you mean? You know, some students, when you ask them to go and bring their urine for test, they will go and buy from their colleagues who are drug free, and they say it goes for about 50,000 naira, and you know that must be expensive. But that is the kind of problem we're having in the private universities where the children of the rich can get money to buy drugs. So I hope you are going to consider that very seriously. But for me, funding, my answer. But there's a limit to which you can charge students. Otherwise, they will withdraw. My own solution, one of my solutions, is like what we have in the banking sector. But there are universities now, private universities, that have less than 100 students, particularly in the north. My own solution is that some of these universities will have to be merged. Some of the proprietors will have to be advised to pool resources together and have viable university. You can do like companies. If Professor Ogunbodede and I are going to set up a company, it may be called Fab Bodede. We have combined our two names. So you can have proprietors combining 2 or 3 names and then pulling resources together to run and maintain our university. On student unionism, I'm making a strong case, and I'm appealing to private universities. You must allow unions. Many of us, and many of the people in government, including your governor here, Governor Keredolu, Governor Mimiko, they were all student leaders in Ife, all of us. Because you have your student union, you have your student representative council, you have your executive council. We even have the judicial segment. And many students from there are great lawyers today. Many students in the parliament, student parliament, are powerful debaters. For instance, since 1999, and I can say this anywhere, the best legislator the Southwest has produced is a medical doctor in Lagos, Mamura. It's a medical doctor. But if you ask him, where did you acquire your debating? He will tell you from Ife. So I'm saying that you are training future leaders if you allow them to practice democracy on campus. There are secondary schools like Taishela and Mayflower, where secondary school students are allowed to even elect their own leaders, not to talk of universities. You also must, there is a university now where students cannot use iPad in the church. And you must go and bring your Bible, traditional Bible. That is backward. You must allow students to be part of the ITH. Now, the other one about students. I just have a complaint on in my office now. A student has finished in Covenant University. Bright student. But they said there was something on Facebook which the university consider immoral. And the man said he didn't know about it. The university could not establish that he was the one that sent out the message. But he has been expelled. He has his convocation on the 20th of July. In a public university, it will have been possible to appeal. It can be a case of let my people go, warn him, but it's now going to the outside world. If he says he shouldn't have a girlfriend in a university, it's primitive. I'm saying it. You know, when I was in a seminar here, we were not allowed, Adara, you were there. We were not allowed to receive letters without censor so that gas will not write to us. But the big boys among us had girlfriends in the seminar. No, wait. And you know what they did? They simply got their friends from Akure and they will use their home addresses to receive letters. On our outing day, they will go and read the letter and reply. So if you say an undergraduate must not have a girlfriend, you're wasting your time. So please, allow our student freedom, but monitor them and ensure that they do not turn out bad. Bernie Sanders, one of the best politicians America has produced, who was talking of socialism in America, and I knew he was not going to win, but he challenged the American system. He has this to say about private universities. Inequality is the result of a rigged economy that favors those who are at the top while holding down those at the bottom. In that spirit, I have a modest proposal. Abolish the Ivy League. Because if you are worried about inequality among Americans, I can think of no single institution that does more to contribute to the problem. I'm not saying that of our private universities yet. All I'm saying is that you must go out, and I'm going to tell the proprietor when next we meet in Lagos, you must have scholarship schemes for the children of the poor so they can mix with the children of the rich. And both sides will learn from each other. Let me conclude with funding. I get disturbed when I go to universities and they complain about funding. And this is where I'm begging you. Get involved in the politics of our country. I don't mean that everybody must contest election. I've just told you what The account I just mentioned now, Fed Fund account, the money there now should be about 600 billion. Because I only spoke about 2016. Last year, I think it was 213 billion that went to that account. This year, it's going to be much more. The area I want to challenge you is the area of waste in government. I've told us, I think also we need to commission a study on the enormous waste in government. We're only talking about the budget in Abuja. Nobody debates the budget in our houses of assembly. I'm sure you are aware of that. In the House of Assembly, nobody debates the budget. In fact, in my home state, in 2016, and you can find out this, you can Google, Fayose passes budget 2016. Governor Fayose went to the House and summarized his budget for 7 minutes. And at the end of the 7 minutes, he grabbed the gravel and landed it on the table. And everybody clapped. Budget was passed. Now we need to study such. I was in Lagos recently, a member of the council of the university of that university, Adoke, said, Mr. Fallon, we are meeting prominent people to come and donate money to run our university. I said, Mr. Council member, how much was voted for your university this year? He didn't know. How much was voted for the governor's office? He didn't know. And I just scribbled. Showed him. Go and fight that. I'm telling you, there are expenses of government that cannot be justified. And I will tell you one now. What they are fighting for in Abuja, the executive and the legislature, is that legislators are rewriting the budget and they are putting what they like there for their constituency. None. They are not fighting over education or health. And they are not putting money to run our university. And that is why we must be interested that at the end of every month, a senator collects 15 million. And in a year, is entitled to award contracts of 200 million for his constituency. We are running a kalu economic system. And this is, I'm talking of what you know. So when they tell them, I blame the president, how can you say that they are padding the budget? It's simply the budget of the National Assembly, please, the lecture, was 45 billion under Obasanjo. When Yaradua was in coma, state of coma, in a Saudi hospital, that figure of 45 skyrocketed to 150 billion per annum. No details. Now, because our country was broke last year, they said we are magnanimously reducing it to 115 billion. This year, it has been jacked up to 139 billion. And you know what I'm talking about. From 45 billion to 150 to 139 billion. No details. Part of that fund can go to funding our universities. The other one, I told you I was in the Ministry of Finance yesterday. And the minister said, you know, she talks like an Oyibo. Hey, Mr. Fallon, we need to fund the government. We need to fund our government. Say, madam, I wrote you a letter in March 2016 to the fact that this government can collect $200 billion. And I gave details. And madam, you told me that my letter is receiving attention. Up to now, it's still receiving attention. Mr. Fallon, we will have another meeting on that. But the point I'm making is, and I just tell you one. Just one. Because I'm part of a study of, you know, under Jonathan, our oil was being stolen. You know, we're talking of stolen oil then. You know, just like you are loading here, there's a place they still call station garage. Just like you are loaded. You know, once the passengers fill up the vehicle, the tout, how many people there? They may be drunk. Even if you have 8 passengers, you say 5. Okay, you will collect on the basis of the 5. When they are loading oil at extravagance, we do not have any. We have not acquired deliberately. We haven't acquired the gadget, the tool, the equipment for knowing how much a ship is taking away. So we ask how much? 50,000 liters. Okay. Record it. It may be about 150,000. But in the countries that the oil is being taken to, for purposes of taxation, the actual figure will be known. Whether you declare or not, you just go through a system. We know what you have in your ship. In one port, quote me, Philadelphia port. And if you are interested, we'll make this product of our research available to you. Between 2011 and 2014, 3 years. The oil not recorded here, but recorded in Philadelphia port, was 60.2 million barrels. Do you understand me? So we lost 60.2 million barrels, valued at $12.7 billion. One port. We then ask our government, this is what we have done. You engage us to look for those who are stealing your oil. This is it. One port. We therefore suggested to government, allow us to investigate just about 50 ports in America where our oil was taken to. Move to India, China, Britain, France, and the rest. The government will smile to the bank with no less than $200 billion. Okay, yes, no problem. Then said, but you know these oil and shipping companies are very powerful. We'll look at your report. Up to now, government hasn't done that. Again, I give you another law. So that when they say government is broke, say no, we are not broke. But we are mismanaging our resources. Because if the money is there, even private university can go and make a claim. We need funding. Because you are helping the government. Government can no longer get every student admitted in public school. That is the essence of private university. So government has a duty to give you funding. So you must make a case for that. This last one, when this government came, I refer them to a law made in 1993, Deep Offshore Inland Contract Basin Act, which provided that anytime the price of oil goes beyond $20 per barrel, government must charge, reviewed what the oil company royalty that they pay. Since 1993, that has never been done. I wrote to this government of change. In June 2015, no reply. I wrote to the National Assembly, can you amend this law? No reply. But last year I did a petition to EFCC, and the minister of the junior minister and the minister of petroleum that I wrote to, a lawyer who didn't reply me, now came out publicly, and you can Google. Nigeria has lost $60 billion due to the non-implementation of that law. The minister now confessed, but that was all. I now took it from there, honorable ministers. Thank you very much. Can we move now and recover the money? So we shall do it. But I've just discovered from my own finding that the minister was, before his appointment, the director of legal services of ExxonMobil, one of the companies that should pay the money. Now let me end by saying that I've won a case which I will make available to you. There is supposed to be an education bank in Nigeria. Nigeria Education Bank Act was enacted in 1992 by the Babangida regime to give special funds for university and provide loans to students, indigent students. I discovered a few years ago, every day I was getting texts from students asking for assistance. How many are you going to assist? And I'm sure that is your experience. So I took that law to court. And the court ordered the government to establish that Nigeria Education Bank. So I'm going to enjoin you. Leave that fund alone. They won't amend the law to incorporate you. No, I'm serious. I know of vested interest. Not make it possible. So let us insist that the Nigeria Education Bank be established so that special funds can be given to private universities. Once you can assure the government that you spend the money judiciously and don't go camp behind, make it a demand because you are helping the government to solve its problem by creating facilities for children that will not have acquired education. Mr. Chairman, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, let me thank you for this opportunity. But before I go, let me challenge you, please. Don't allow politicians alone to determine the fate of our country. I've read a lot of things from lecturers and I'm disturbed about this Fulani thing. Are you with me? We should not behave like Christians in Nigeria. Don't count people die by their religion. When a human being is killed, we must all rise up to fight injustice. Just like Christians are being killed in the Middle Belt, Muslims are being killed in the Northeast. Do you understand me? Let us fight incompetence and negligence of the government that have allowed killings in our country to go on unchallenged. When you do not combat impunity, nobody is going to stop killings. And I'm sure many of you also grew up in this environment. If I ask you now, when did you start eating this brand of cow? I'm sure you can't remember. Sir, Awolowo brought a type of cow from Argentina. We're calling it a lag. Or can you see them anywhere again? Extinct. The Elila were not going to destroy anybody's farm. They were reared locally. But because many of those who wear our caps do not have the thinking head of our. No, I'm serious. No, I'm serious. Professor Motosho will bear me out. Botswana has a population of about 1.2. You can Google. Has a cattle population of 2.8 million. Yes. It is the largest exporter and the largest producer of meat in Africa. If you go to Botswana today, if you are praising them, you say, oh, no. Nigeria built our country. They will tell you. I'm serious. They will tell you that Akinola could hear from Akura. Lay the solid foundation for their judiciary. It's one of the best judiciaries in Africa. And they will tell you of our vice chancellors, our professors who are command their universities. So please, let us not join those who do not think Like so, these Fulanis have killed him. And I challenge them in the north. When you say it's part of our tradition, how we leave Sokoto for Lagos? I said no. It's a 25-year-old phenomenon. I didn't grow up to know what to call Malu, Zela in my environment. So please, let us organize our society as intellectuals that you can challenge moribund ideas there. And that is what you take from your university. I thank you for listening to me. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Wow. 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 A round of applause. Oh, this is excellent. Thank you very much. Can we have a seat? In fact, I think, like the chairman mentioned before the guest lecturer took the podium, you listen to Femi Falana and you get another direction. You get your brain working. If you have not been working before that time, this is wonderful. I have a lot of questions I would have loved to ask him, but I will leave that to be moderated by the chairman of the occasion. And while the guest lecturer was talking, he was punctuating his speech, mentioning Professor Kole Omotosho, who is also sitting by the side of the chairman. So the chairman and Professor Kole Omotosho are indeed going to answer some questions or moderate some of these questions. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to believe you have one or two things you want to whisper to us today, or you want questions being answered. So please, I want you to come to the front row if you have questions, as the chairman will be welcome to moderate this aspect. While I give the microphone to the chairman of the occasion, please, if you have questions, you can just take the front row so that it becomes easy for the chairman to moderate the interactive session. So to give the microphone to the chairman, permit me to welcome also a new arrival of our colleagues from the Redeemers University, Ede in Osun State. Wherever you are seated, please stand. You are welcome, Redeemers University. Thank you. So I go to give the microphone to the chairman of the occasion, Professor Itope Ogunbodede, to moderate the interactive session.
Thank you very much. There is no doubt that we have been well fed. In fact, we have, personally, I can tell you that I've enjoyed every moment of the presentation. And there are quite a number of challenges to both private and public universities. I'm going to clarify some of those issues because at one time our guest lecturer did call me to say, Vice Chancellor, are you aware of the fact that you have 2.8 billion sitting comfortably at the third fund? And I said yes. And he said, what are you doing about that? So, and OAU is not alone. So the money actually is there. And there are issues. But I will tell you, after some of the comments and, why that is happening and what can be done to ensure that it doesn't happen. Right now, we have been able to solve that problem, at Obafemi Awolowo University. But I will talk more about that later. But just to let us know that the floor is now very open for questions and comments. But we will take all the questions and comments at the same time. We are not going to allow anybody to to ask questions within questions. So if you have any question or comment, can you please signify so we can take the numbers? No, there are questions. I can see many. Okay, so you be number 1, number 2, number 3. Okay, number 4. Are you raising up your hand? Okay, so number 4. So number 1, please, can we? Please, let's take the microphones to, if you want to come. Well, I think let's transfer the microphones to them, please.
Good afternoon, sir. I want to appreciate your...
Sorry, can you tell us your name?
My name is Engineer Olaustin from the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering. I want to ask this question. I was at the state hospital about a couple of days ago. They said a case happened between these Fulani herdsmen and a particular farmer. He was in his farm. Then these Fulani people brought their cows to that same farm. So they were eating what he has planted. So he drove them away. The Fulani man brought out cutlass and he was about to kill the owner of the farm. Then the owner of the farm was a bit clever. He brought out his own cutlass and they started to fight. At the end, the herdsman died. Then the man but he sustained some injuries. Then he was transferred to the state hospital.
Sorry,
now, my question now is, in such a case, they said the Yoruba man who killed the Fulani man will be facing cases in the court. So my question is, if such happened to somebody, a Yoruba man, what is the law saying about it? If the Fulani man is about to kill the owner of the farm, a Yoruba man, and the man killed that person, so what is the law saying about it, sir?
Thank you. Number 2. No. No. 4. On that side.
If you have questions, you can just come to the front row. It makes it easy, please.
Please, let us be very brief. We have the numbers already.
All protocols fully observed. We are really delighted with the speaker. We really appreciate the discussion so far. The question I want to ask, sir, is not related with university, but the politics in Nigeria. You discussed at length the corruption and the decay in the center. Now, I want to ask her, what is your opinion about the general agitation in the country in respect of the restructuring of Nigeria? I think, are we in the right direction? Because some of us that believe in restructuring of this nation is the only solution that can checkmate the corruption and the mismanagement in the center, and also in some states. Number 2, I also want to ask, sir, how about the agitation for state police? Are we in the right direction to say that having a state police we are in the right direction. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, the guest speaker, all other dignitaries. Ezekiel Adeniro is my name. I'm a principal assistant registrar in the Registry of Elizabeth University. Sir, from your lecture, I've been able to deduce that there are 4 major problems affecting Nigeria's university system. 1, inadequate financing, deteriorated infrastructure, brain drain, and autonomy. Sir, if autonomy is all about organizational, financial, staffing, and academic autonomy, I want to challenge you, sir, that if the state, which is the guardian of the public interest, must be able to regulate some of the structures of governance, provided that this does not include over the decision making within the institution. What I mean is this, that if the state, I mean the government, if they must outrightly hand over from the financing and controlling of institutions in Nigeria, but I think the major part which they must deviate from is the internal control of the university system. Before I go to my question, sir, I equally want to say...
No, please go straight. The day is fast spent.
Okay, sir. If universities are given full autonomy, don't you think the children of the common masses will not have access to education in Nigeria, sir?
Thank you.
Number 4.
Number 4.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lecturer. That has been a wonderful lecture. My name is Yobi Obasan from National University of Education, Ijaja. We are in the gathering of university administrators. From your discussions, we've seen you giving us various examples using ASU, using National Assembly and all the rest. I want to ask, sir, because most university now recognizes most the academic staff. The administrators in the university, who are the custodians of the laws, are playing a second fiddle in university administration. I want to stand by that because we know what we face in the university system. What is the role of administrators in university autonomy? Thank you very much.
Okay. So, all right. Maybe we just grant 2 more. The gentleman here.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All protocols do though. My name is Saeed Odamasi. I'm a legal officer in Nasarawa State University. So, my question is, let me start by way of comment. If we actually look at the relationship between the university and the government, it's more like a relationship between a mistress and a man, as the case may be in court. So, if the mistress asks for probably a favor from the man, and he doesn't want to come to the probably request, as the case may be, what comes to our mind is, I'm going to tell your wife. I'm trying to portray a relationship there. So, it's a situation of the man trying to protect himself, the mistress also trying to get what she wants from him. Distinguished answer, I guess you understand what I'm talking about, sir. All right, sir. Now, if we're talking about independent of the university or university autonomy, as the case may be, it is quite multifaceted. Considering the fact that university independent or autonomy, as the case may be, could include employment, appointments in the university, as the case may be, financial independence, administrative independence, as the case may be. My question is this: do we really have this in the university system? Any of this nomenclature of autonomy, as the case may be? That's one. Second of all, is there ongoing discussion between the unions, the university management, and the government pertaining this universal autonomy we're talking about here. Thank you so very much.
The last question.
Thank you very much. My name is Abiodun Olarewaju. I'm from Obafemi Awolowo University, Lagos. So, ask a question about this and the legality that is attached to it, sir. We observe that the Niger Delta militants have guns and they confront our military. The Boko Harams have guns and grenades. They confront our military. The herdsmen go about with guns and they confront anybody. Now, are we also to have guns? Because basically, sir, when we go on the road, a Mopo man will be able to stop you because he has a gun. He can go away with any rascality because he has a gun. Sir, what does the law say? That can't we all have guns?
Sorry, maybe I should just make some comments. Okay, thank you very much. Looking at the program, after this interactive session, it is a vote of thanks. So I want to quickly highlight some issues. And I guess lecturer will also be able to maybe make some comments on some of those issues. The first one that I think, is very, very germane, to what we have been discussing now is the issue of the funding that is lying fallow there at third fund. You discover that the third fund, within the university system, there are some funds that will normally lapse at a particular period of the year. But the third fund money is there, so it doesn't lapse. So, and because of that, you find that you have to account for the one you have taken before you can access, the next one. And what I have found is that the leadership of some universities find it difficult to mobilize the capacity to utilize the funds. So, it's in different areas. You have even library intervention, you have training, you have research, you have capital grants, and everything under third fund. But if you are not able to account for the one you have taken, you can't access the next one. And in our universities, I found that the level of research is actually going down. And so even when this money is there, people are not conducting the right kind of research, people are not writing proposals, and a lot of people do fund research from their own pockets. And that is not the kind of research that will give you the Nobel Prize. So, what we have done in Ife is to look for a professor who has actually been engaged in dealing with third fund over many years, in another capacity. And so, we appointed that professor to be in charge and also to work with some other people. And within a few months, we were able, to clear the backlog and now have access and even have additional funds, from third fund. So now I still believe, sir, that contrary to what you're saying, that private universities should not look at third fund. I think private universities can look at third fund, not in terms of putting up buildings and everything in the universities, but in terms of getting them involved, in the research aspect of what third fund is funding. So I think if we are not looking at the holistic, third fund funding pathways and just looking at the issue of research, so it might be something to consider. Then the issue of JAM, my own take is this. We came into the university through concessional entrance exam. And even at that time, we had what they call mature students entry. So universities were such that if you are not capable, after the first year, they will weed you, you will go. But now you find people coming to the universities and they are telling you, your boy is there, your this is that, and within the university. Those are things that really erode the autonomy of the universities. Personally, I don't believe you need even JAM or even concession, because we have children that traveled abroad. Nobody asks them to go and sit any JAM or whatever, and they are doing well there. But we need to strengthen our internal control mechanisms. So the other issue has to do with the student unionism. I want to appeal to Elizade University. Right now in OAU, we have suspended the central union activities in OAU. It's the same at Ibadan. It's the same at the University of Lagos. But what is happening is that just like the Nigerian government, you have a group of students that really hijacked, the student unions. Any university without a vibrant student union cannot produce good leaders. It is not possible. For 3 years, I was in the Students' Representative Council of our university. I wasn't in the Central Student Union like Mr. Femi Falana, because at that time in the College of Health Sciences, if you are seen to be doing that, you will be expelled. You'll be in trouble. But I did it 3 years underground, and today it's actually helping me. And so you also discover that all the prominent people you can see, all the alumni, from OAU, all of them at one time or the other were members of the Students' Union. I was just sharing with him here, at that time when it was PRO and it went around the whole campus because they were going to increase, what we were paying to watch films in Oduduwa Hall at that time. I think you will still remember. And he went around as PRO to mobilize students. And Professor Wole Soyinka was the chairman of the Oduduwa Hall committee at that time. And everybody said, you confronting Professor Wole Soyinka. But today, here he is now. And I think now, I saw both of you on TV. And you, invited by the president. So, and I want to plead that in OAU, for example, we are trying to, now, when the management of the institution said we should proscribe the students' union, I said no, we are not going to proscribe the students' union. We will suspend the students' union and allow the hall executives to continue to operate. But they said the hall executives are part of the student union. I said yes, but I wouldn't like to produce students that are docile, that will not be able to challenge, whatever is wrong. So, because now finally I want to say this. We have quite a number of journalists in this country who are from OAU. In fact, many of them have been chief media advisors to presidents in this country. Even the current media advisor is a product of Obafemi. Yet, we do not have any course, any related course at all in journalism or mass communication or whatever. I know we've never had it. But it's because of campus journalism. So, and many of them, you come to look at it, they participated in the students' union activities while they were on campus. So I want this university to consider, that in order to strengthen the products of Elizade University. And then finally now, there is this suggestion about what government funding for private universities. I believe, in Nigeria, you get things done not by standing aloof. You get, just like he is saying that, if you allow fools to take over government, then you'll be ruled by fools and by laws made by fools. So private universities, yes, I'm glad now that private universities are part of CVC, they are part of whatever is going. So private universities, if you persist in Nigeria and you have a case that is justified, eventually you get what you want. And if you have people like Mr. Femi Falana pushing your case, so then you are very lucky. You are very, very lucky. So I want to say that you should continue, and then eventually, I'm quite sure that, we will all get there. So on that note, I want to once again thank Mr. Femi Falan or SAN, for the beautiful presentation. And I want to finally say that when I looked at the title of the presentation, University Autonomy in Nigeria, Prospects and Challenges, I was waiting, I said, there should have been solutions too, but I'm glad that in his presentation, he did more, even on the solutions to some of the problems. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. But let me start by saying that if you are going to engage my services, you are going to pay for it. No, but I can tell you, if we have to make a case, and I actually started with the Minister of Education, where I have made the point that we must look at private universities. And it's very well. Government is trying to vote 179 billion now for ranches, which is a private affair. We have spent about $1 trillion on the production of rice and cassava. So you need to get these figures when you are going to meet the government. And you must tell the government that you contribute more to the development of education and the development of our youth than some of these private sectors. When we sold, these people give us darkness, our electricity, energy, to discuss and whatever. Sir, not your era. When we're growing up, we're going to discos. So you shift life. So when you now give your electricity to disco people, you know what I mean? But on a serious note, after we have sold our electricity companies to them, government gave those companies 300 billion. And government just now, the government has given additional 700 billion. So you must find out what's going on. Last week, it was published by AMCON. You know what they call AMCON? Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria. Rich people, 350 of them, took loans from the bank. Toxic loan. Toxic, dangerous. 50 people. They are owing 5.4 trillion naira. You can Google. And many of those loans are unpayable. I know somebody who took 32 billion. Does not have 32 cover. Now, and I'm glad all made it. No, but the point I'm making is that when government tells you there is no money, please know those who are contributing nothing to the economy are being given money. So please, if you are ready, we can let you have these figures. Sir, I agree with you. Have all-round development for our students. The best publisher of online journalism in Nigeria today, newspaper, video. Dapolo Yomi, Premium Times. One of your students. So we must get our students, and like VC said, we were just after campus journalism. So you are one of our, staff advisors. Today, many of us who had nothing to do with journalism on campus are the best journalists in the country. So, and part of training of students, I've told you about legislators. And those who are in government, you can challenge them. The last time, the students in Akumba had a problem. And the student tried to harass them. I had to call the governor. What's going on there? Why we were organizing in Lagos after we left Ife? You are not now anywhere organizing in Ibadan for June 12 movement. So there is no way you can allow police to harass students. And he said, no, Femi, please. Don't say that publicly, we'll take care. Oh yes. No. Because we went through the same process. And so there must be a difference. On private universities, I agree with you, we can take advantage of research for now. But I'm asking you, make a special case for special funding for private universities. And we can do it. Now, some of the questions were actually answered. Somebody wants me to, I can't see a different correlation between full autonomy and children of the poor. No. There's no link. We are saying universities should enjoy freedom so that you can impart knowledge without unnecessary interference. You can appoint your administrators. That's all. But we are also saying that every student should have access to education. The children of the poor should be assisted by the government. And that's how you can build a society of equal opportunity. And I'm also appealing, I'm happy some of our churches are here. Redeemer, you must give to the society what you are taking from the society. Many of us, please, you are talking about our education. Our education, free education. Apart from a few LAs, local government primary schools, our schools will build our community. And mission schools, Anglican Grammar School, Aquinas, and the rest of them. And mission schools, Ionan, and the rest of them. Please, let our churches invest in education and health. Many of our maternities were built by the missionaries. I must go back to that era. On restructuring, I'm for it. But please, it must be vertical and horizontal restructuring. If you simply take powers from Abuja and you give to governors who are already emperors, I'm serious. Every governor is more powerful than the president in Nigeria. In fact, they have all honored the funds of local government. There are 3 tiers. Governors have reduced them to 2. They are very powerful. Unsafe police, madam, dangerous. But we need it if you can put certain checks and balances. Right now, man, apart from Lagos and a couple of states, most states are owing salaries. Young men and women without salary, like you had in Maiduguri recently, we are going to be in trouble. I have suggested everyone say police good, but it must be on first line charge. You will remove the money from Abuja and put it in a special account. Otherwise, that's what we have done for our judges. Otherwise, if a judge gives a judgment, the government does not lie, they won't give you your salary. If you want to have state police, do. We must have a police council in each state, manned by accredited representative of civil society organizations, including the universities. And I'm not saying people are appointed by the government, nominated by the organization they are representing. But governors don't want that. They want police to deal with their opponents. I mean, imagine Kaduna State. A governor has to demolish the house of a party member. So if he has state police, with the army, the governor of Kaduna, he used to be a friend, the army killed 347 people. December 15, 2015. We said they are shared. I did not Nigeria. Without any postmortem, their bodies were buried in a mass grave in Nigeria. What has the governor done now? You are now dealing with your party member. So if you have some state police, just like the police go and arrest my opponents. So those are areas we must look at before we embrace. Madam, there are a lot of opportunities now that we are not taking advantage of. You don't need restructuring to restructure education in your state. You don't need restructuring to invest in agriculture. Lagos and Kenya are giving us rice now. So please, let's not fetishize restructuring like politics. Let's ask them questions. The money you are getting from Abuja Is it going to the people? That's very important. On Fulani, sir, what I'm saying about Fulani expense, there's nothing to read. If you want to stop that problem, have ranches. In the ranch, you have people plant grass. Those who will supply water. Then the elders, S-men, who have opportunity to educate their children, not by walking all over the place. How can you take a cow? You are bringing it to Lagos on food. By the time the king gets to Lagos, it's already diseased or malnourished. But if you have them in a place, the cows, they are, you can just Google ranches. It's because we are failed to have ranches. And we are not reading our history. So when they say, oh, the Minister of Defense, we have always had people moving. It's nonsensical. It's high historical. I had a ranch in Akuno here in Ondo State. Akoko. Amadu Bello had a ranch in Mokwa, now Nigeria. I'm sure you all know about Obudukato Ranch. You have heard about it. It was one Scottish man that beat it in 1951. Today is Obudu Holiday Resort. So these are the problems we have run to. So there's nothing about we are setting up, inciting Yoruba people against Fulani people. Oh, they came to Shifala is far. Why? Please, let's have ranches. On corruption matter, government is trying to recover money. Government is not fighting corruption. No. If you want to fight corruption, you start with your own people. You know about that man, the grass. Somebody collected 200 million naira. You know, to steal money for IDP people is taking to crimes against humanity. People are dislocated in their home to make their condition better. You are diverting it. It's like some of the funds given to us by foreign government to fight HIV/AIDS, and people are stealing the money. Now we are in trouble. Almost next to South Africa. And in fact, South Africa is doing a lot to deal with HIV. But we're in trouble here. Now we have the largest, poorest people in the world. We have overtaken India. We have the largest number of children, 50 million, that are roaming the streets. Those are the people, they can't build a future for any country. Some of them, those are the areas to address. And you can't fight corruption. If I'm a civil servant, I retire after 35 years, I will not get my pension. Because people are dying on the queue. So the temptation is there. They want to steal. So if you want to fight corruption, an American pastor was in Lagos 2 weeks ago. And he asked Nigerians to pray. And you can trust Nigerians. For 10 minutes. Oh God, give me a car this year. Make this year my year of prosperity. I have no job. How can you be prosperous? At the stage, the white man said, please stop. Stop disturbing God. If you need a car, go to your bank. You want a house, go to your mortgage institution. If you are poor, you can't send your children to school. That is the business of the government. Because that is the society it's coming from. So in that kind of environment, if somebody is corrupt, you say he needs to be mentally examined. If they have taken care of your affairs. When you say, a friend of mine 2 weeks ago, no, about 1 month, said he was sending his wife to America. I said a client to do what? Said to have a baby. And a big man in government. So you see yourself. You know why they are sending? It's not because our hospitals are bad. They want those children to acquire American citizenship. Because when you are an American, you must go to school wherever you are in the world. America can fight a war over its citizens. And that's what they are trying to get for their children. Our president goes abroad for medical treatment. President Mandela was sick, sir, for years. A country ruled by white people. Mandela never traveled out of South Africa. Fidel Castro was sick for 10 years. He never left Apapa. And that's the poor, one of the poorest countries in the world. But everybody goes to school free of charge. Everybody can get any type of medical treatment. But time is a matter of priority. The final one. Non-teaching, non-academic staff. No, you have to fight for your own respect. You have to earn respect. On your own. But nobody will. I'm not sure you are right that you have made a second-class citizen as a person. But let's not behave like the medical people. Everybody has his own role to play. The university cannot function with only academics. So once we recognize that, I mean, how can you go on strike to say you want to have parity with professors? Or nurses want to manage hospitals? I don't know. Somebody went to read medicine for 7 years. Another one nursing for 3 years. What kind of equality are you talking about? So please, and I think it was fella that made that. Even Molu, a driver, he gets his own power. So please, let everybody know his own level. That's the only way we can be respected. But if you say you want to man a university, you didn't train to do that. Nurses came to me. There's a law. Say you want to be CMD. I said, no, I can't be that kind of lawyer. You want to license people to kill? So please, let us know our own areas of operation and earn respect there. Let us not compete unnecessarily. Thank you very much. Sorry, you want to own a gun? No, frankly speaking, this section 220 of our constitution empowers the government to give military training to every Nigerian citizen. It's there. National Assembly shall make a law, but pending the making of that law, any state, any post-secondary school can request the president that we have facilities for military training. It's there. Section 220. You can Google. But what is important, please? America has found that it is dangerous to give guns to everybody. More people have been killed in America this year than the people killed by Boko Haram. Oh, yeah. School children are shot at will. Anyhow, people in the church are killed. So don't let's go there. Let us get our society organized in a way that nobody takes AK-47 anywhere. I've never heard it in Nigeria. That a group of people, this is the first time that a group of people having a monopoly of violence against the state. It's the other way around. And you can't have a gun without a license. These guys have no license. So when you say you can't try them, what of illegal possession of firearms? And that's one of the things I'm raising in the case I'm finding. The Attorney General must charge them. Governors must charge them. Please. There's a man in Lagos now. I'm sure you know about Evans. You don't know about the arm robber. You know about the kidnapper in Lagos. This guy was not collecting naira, euros and dollars. I have it. But you know when he was arrested, I knew we were in trouble. I deliberately made a public statement that nothing must happen to him. You know why? When armed robbery suspects are paraded, after that parade, you can quote me on this. They are extrajudicially executed, and their properties are shared by police. Yes, I did a study in 2010. 532 people were paraded. At the end of the year, I wrote to the IG, can I know the courts where they have been tried? Nowhere. So in this case of Evan, I knew about him, and I knew he has to be alive to tell his story. So when I made that statement, the IG told me, he ordered his boy. He didn't know why he was telling me. He said, I read your statement, but I've asked my boys to go and keep him in a special protective custody. And And I called the Attorney General of Lagos. This guy must be prosecuted. So as soon as they finish the investigation, he's been arraigned by the Lagos State Attorney General. Madam, the point I'm making is this. All the attorneys general of the state have called the governor of Benue. Don't cry on television. Buhari cannot prosecute for you. Culpable homicide is a state offense. Murder is a state offense. Those who went to Shipala's farm were caught. They have been tried and sentenced to death. And that must happen in every state. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, the guest lecturer. We have really learned a lot from the lecture, and I'm sure we have been blessed. We have gained knowledge from his wealth of experience, and we will all have something to take home. We want to appreciate everyone that has attended our lecture series this year, once again. And we want to invite the chairperson of the local organizing committee for this lecture series, Mrs. Genevieve Obado, to give the vote of thanks.
Thank you all. Thank you all so much. We appreciate you. We appreciate your presence attending our 2018 annual registry lecture, which we talked on university autonomy in Nigeria, prospects and challenges. I sincerely want to appreciate our guest lecturer. In fact, up till yesterday, some people were still doubtful that Mr. Femi Falana will be coming to give our lecture today. I told them, don't worry, he will be here. This is registry lecture, he will be here. And so thank you so much, the erudite senior advocate of Nigeria, Mr. Femi Falana, our guest lecturer. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. I want to say a very special thank you to the chairman of this occasion. He is the Vice Chancellor of Obafemi Awolowo University, and that's the person of Professor Eyitayo Ogunbodede. Thank you so much, sir. Our chief host is here, our own Vice Chancellor, Professor Theophilus Padayomi. He's ably represented by the Dean of the Faculty of Humanities, Professor Kole Omotosho. Thank you so much, sir. We have a member of our governing council, Professor T.L. Olawoye here. You're welcome, sir. We have visiting registrars also present. We want to appreciate you. We have the registrar of Ajayi Crowther University, Mrs. A.T. Patogun. Thank you so much, madam. We have the registrar of the Technical University, Ibadan, and that's Mrs. Olaide Ajayi. Thank you so much, ma'am. We have our own bosser, Mr. Samuel Ajaybe. Thank you. And please, the next person I want to introduce or want to appreciate, if you don't mind, please, I'd like you to please stand up and just give a rousing applause to our able registrar, the man behind all this that we have been doing. Our registrar, Mr. Omololu Adegbenro. As small as we are, though we started in 2012, but academic activities started in 2013. So how old are we? Behold, we are holding another third registry annual lecture successfully. It's all the one behind it. Thank you so much, sir, our registrar, Mr. Omololu Adegbenro. We have professors from other universities. We have, I think I should mention some of the universities present. We have staff from the Technical University, Ibadan. Please, we also want to say a very big thank you to Nasarawa State University, Kefi. Please, if you don't mind, please just stand up for recognition. They came in yesterday. Nasarawa State University, Kefi. Please, let's give them a rousing applause. Thank you so much. Because of the distance, they had to leave Kefi yesterday. They slept on campus because of this program. Thank you so much. Please, perhaps, as I mentioned your university, you just stand up for recognition. So I say the Technical University, Ibadan. Please, let's recognize you. Thank you very much. Obafemi Awolowo University. Your Vice Chancellor is the chairman, so I know you're all here. Thank you very much. Redeemers University, Ede. Thank you. Ajayi Crowther University. Thank you very much. Tai Sholari University of Education, Ijebu-Ode. Thank you very much. The Federal University of Technology, Akure Futa. Thank you very much. Well, guests from other institutions and establishments, we all say thank you. Our deans of faculty, sir. I can say my dean, you are still my dean, sir. The Dean of Engineering, other deans represented, we say thank you very much. Heads of departments, heads of various units, academic staff, non-teaching staff, we appreciate you all. Gentlemen of the press, we say thank you so much for finding time to attend this third Registry annual lecture series. Thank you so much. And I wouldn't drop the microphone before saying thank you so much to the university management. Our registrar is leading the team, but if he did not have the support of his fellow management staff, this program will not be a success. So I want to say thank you to the Vice Chancellor and his team. Thank you very much. Thank you and thank you. We're all expecting you again next year in Jesus' name. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Obada. That is the chairperson, local organizing committee. She has thanked everyone present, but we
We pray for those who are traveling in their various destinations. Father, see them through in the name of Jesus. That as we look back to this day, we have every cause to glorify your name. In Jesus' mighty name we pray.